frank to analyst with something to say. From the draft to the Stanley Cup, if you love the game, turn it up.
McDavid, McKinnon, and Beddard.
All of the players of high regard.
We'll cover them all and not just the stars.
Report on every play fit for a memoir.
Every moment the passion's real. From the puck drop to OT thrill. We're talking hockey, we always will. BarDown, let's go!
Oh, 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 BarDown, talking hockey. Oh, 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 BarDown, talking hockey. Oh, 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 oh,
BarDown, talking hockey.
oh, 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 oh,
BarDown, talking hockey.
What's up and welcome back to BarDown Talking Hockey, episode number 207, presented by the Barroom Network. It is the home of everything relating to the National Hockey League. My name is Vinny Parisi, and Hock and Lube is my all-time favorite NHL player. And this right here, this is Frankie Mueller, and he is the king of all beans. Frank, I'm sure you heard about the Hock and Lube dilemma.
Yeah, I was there, and okay, so he's like, Vinny, text me. What is that name? That funny name, the guy who used to play for Calgary?
I thought it would pop right in his head. I'm a little confused.
It didn't, and then G was like looking up names, and she thought of it. And I'm like, she's like Hock and Lube, and I'm like, that's got to be it. It sounds familiar. And he's sitting there, like, not disagreeing with me or arguing with me, but he goes, it could be. He goes, but then there's this guy. He would say the name, and I'm like, no, that's not that funny. Like, I'm like, you got to know Vinny. There's lube in the name, so it's Hock and Lube. I know for a fact.
Pat Ribble was someone he asked about, and then of course Tyler Pitlick.
Yeah,
those are funny names.
I don't think Pitlick's funny, but he thought it was funny, and you think it's funny. Like, I don't think it's funny. Hock and Lube is funny.
No, I told him I want to get a Flames jersey and wear it over. Like, that's how committed to this skit I am.
So what was the reason you asked?
They were playing the Flames.
Oh, I thought you were having like a conversation.
No, I was watching the Flames, right? And I'm like, there's a player in their history that cracked me the hell up. And it was because Tom told me. And he made me laugh so hard with it, and I couldn't remember for the life of me. That's Frankie throwing shade, not me. I love Tom. Tom's top 3 favorite people in my life.
I had to give him shit. I'm like, no, it's Hock and Lube. I know it's Hock and Lube.
Hock and Lube. It's the Hockin' though too. It's not just the lube.
Well, that's what I mean. That's funny.
Yeah, oh God, I'm sitting there in the press box, and I'm like, what the hell is this guy's name? And then he took a minute to get back to me. Right? It was like an hour and a half later. And I'm holding my phone, recording Blasho. He's standing at the podium. I'm holding my phone up, and I see Hock and Lube pop up on my phone while I'm talking to Jeff Blasho. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the funniest thing.
Out loud.
Oh my God. So, Jeff, growing up, I know you were from Canada, eh? Did you grow up watching Hock and Lube? Oh my! I'm going to try and work Hock and Lube into written content at some point or another.
It's a great name.
It is a great name. And when I was watching the Flames play last night, I was literally like, there's something coming, man. This is funny as hell. So, Hock and Lube. Shout out to Hock and Lube.
He said there's a turd coming. That's rough. That's rough.
You're getting a turd
Always
for
put
Christmas.
it in a jar, though. Don't make it messy. Don't ruin the stocking.
Wait, I need to know about, Hock and Lube. Hock and Lube was a decent player. Hock and Lube won the cup with the Flames. That would have to be 1988 or 1989, I think. I don't remember. One of those 2 years. He was on the all-rookie team. He was an all-star. He scored 193 goals and 236 assists for 429 points in 450 games played.
That's really good.
I wonder if he got hurt.
That's a short career.
It's a short career, but he was awesome. I'm just so curious why he only
retired early.
Yeah, I'm so curious why he He retired he was 28 years old when he stopped playing in the NHL, and he went out his last season in the NHL. He had 27 goals and 58 assists for 85 points in 79 games played. It had to be an injury. I'll dig deeper into that. It doesn't say on Hockey Reference, but he was a 9th round pick before even there was a thing in the NHL. He was a
9th round pick.
Yeah, they
Wow.
don't even have 9 rounds anymore. They don't
No.
even have 8 anymore. I mean, Hakan Lube was an awesome player. I'm trying to figure out why. He had a 50 burger the year before in 87, 88.
Had to be injury or
He came in
just hung up the skates.
Yeah, I'm going to get to the bottom of that because he's from Sweden. Yeah,
Tom could search it up while he's
crazy,
watching.
man. And guess what, Frank? He wore number 12. What is number 12 for the Flames?
I'm really bad with this.
Jerome McGinley
I
was
swear
12.
to God, I was going to say that,
It's
but I thought
retired now.
I thought he was higher than that. I thought Jerome was.
No, Jerome was 12. And so that's crazy. Hakan Lube, if he would have played longer, Jerome might have never got to wear it. Because if he kept on that pace, he's scoring over 1,000 points.
So 12 is really a legendary number for the Flames for more than one player.
Lube and McGinley.
Yeah.
Hakan had a brother. His name was Peter.
Yeah.
Peter Lube played 8 games in the NHL, 1
That's
goal,
really
2
funny.
assists for
That's
3
really
points.
funny.
He was a D, though. And he played for the Quebec Nordiques. 8 games in the show.
I thought
One-
you were messing with me for a second.
And, okay, that's another weird thing. Why did he only get 8 games? He got 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points in those 8 games. And he was a +5.
I don't
Not
know.
that plus minus is like a good. That was a good stat in 1980 something. People cared about plus minus. We've talked 7 minutes about the Swedish Lube brothers. That's
That's a good
crazy.
reason.
He was taken in the 12th round.
12 rounds is crazy.
Peter Lube. He's now 68 years old. Hakan is
There's no
65.
need for that many rounds.
Well, yeah, they
I
figured
mean,
that. They eventually figured that out.
I mean, 12 is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It gave a lot of people opportunity, though. Dude, Hakan Lube. He's been on my mind a lot for the last 24 hours. I'm not even kidding.
Well, get a jersey.
I tell Tom, I just want anything Tom knows about hockey. I want him to tell me. I want to know it all.
He's got a story.
It never gets old here in the store. I'm dead serious. I want to know as much as I possibly can. I want this brain to just be a microcosm of all the different stories that I've heard.
And he can do that for you.
The other day, I asked Rick Ball if he's ready for tonight's game, and he goes, he shoots, he scores. Yep, I'm ready. That's gold. I'm like, that's announcer comedy.
And I like because he gets into the game.
Oh yeah. And then one more funny story. Connor Bedard. You might have seen this on social media. Bedard's doing his thing with the media, and all of a sudden we hear in the background. Well, let me get his exact words. Andrei Burakovsky walked by and goes, real sassy. He goes, ooh, I'm the hottest player in the league. My name's Connor Bedard. I'm nasty. I did not expect. What's with the Swedish guys and just being hilarious?
I don't know.
Burakovsky could be a Team Sweden 4th liner.
That'd be a really good year.
Yeah, oh, he's awesome. Really, really good acquisition right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Frank. We're going to talk about some stuff that's not so good right now. Now that we've spent 9 minutes talking about Hakan and Peter Lube in period number 1. Frank, your Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, if they squeak in by the skin of their teeth, Frankie's going to pick them to win a series. That would be so Leafs. They don't have Mitch Marner, right?
Yep.
He left and went to the Vegas Golden Knights.
Mm-hmm.
Got death threats on the way out. Whole thing. Family scared. Kind of a big story. Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews, both hurt. Joseph Wall started the season hurt. He's finally back. Made 2 starts now. I think 2. Definitely one. I was at one
No,
of
it's
them.
two. It's two.
It's two. The Toronto Maple Leafs are bad. Why?
Well, first of all,
Get
before
that
yesterday,
smile off your face.
no, I'm just in a cheery mood. First of all, before their game against the Blues yesterday, they went into that game losing 5 games in a row, which was their longest losing streak since 2021. Just mull that over.
And I watched that 5th loss. 2-0 lead over the LA Kings. Blown.
And shout out to the Hawks for giving them one of their losses too.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Comeback fashion again, too.
yeah, that was
Also
beautiful.
comeback fashion.
So let that sink in. Over the past 5 years, that's their longest losing streak, which is that's tough to say for any team to be that successful to where you don't lose 5 in a row. 'Cause even really good teams have lost 5 in a row over the past handful of years. But anyway, let that sink in. Injuries, obviously, you named a bunch of players, have been a big part of their downfall so far. Austin Matthews, Scott Lawton, Nicholas Waugh, Chris Tanev, Brandon Carlo, Anthony Stolarz, they're all currently out. Now, that's no excuse to how bad the team has been playing so far because everybody I named has played in at least 17 of their 20 games so far this year. So they've stunk even when those guys have been playing. But their defense and goaltending, horrible this season. Stolarz has played the most games on the Leafs so far, and he's been horrible. He's been their main guy when healthy, but, all 3 goalies, they've used 3 goalies this season. All 3 goalies they've used, goals against north of 3. They've given up 74 goals this season in 20 games, which is well over 3 goals per game, which just can't happen. And I think another big reason why they've been so bad is they have lack of depth scoring. They have 8 guys on their team with 3 points or less. I don't care how many goals you have because, assists and points are goals. But they have 3 points or less. I mean, that is just horrible, VP. There's just no depth scoring whatsoever. And you say that Matthews and Nyes are out, which that's a combined, 36 points missing on a team that's already struggling to score? I mean, this is just, this is bad for the Leafs right now.
And yet, here we are in the middle of November, getting towards the end of November. Thanksgiving's a week from tomorrow.
Crazy.
And we look at the standings. Only Buffalo is below them in the Eastern Conference. They're in, would that make it 14th place in the East? And yet they're 2 points out of a playoff spot.
2 points. That's it.
There is 2 points separating the Tampa Bay Lightning, who currently hold the second wild card spot, and the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are just out of being in last place in the East.
And it's hard to come out of holes when you're buried, but they're not buried. Even how bad they've been, they're not buried.
Yeah. And Frank, in the salary cap era, I believe only 4 teams have made it to American Thanksgiving and made the playoffs if they weren't within 4 points of a playoff spot. Well, every team in the Eastern Conference is within 4 points of a playoff spot right now, including those Buffalo Sabres.
That's crazy.
I think if you're in a playoff spot on Thanksgiving, you have like a 70-something% chance of making it, but only a handful of teams all time have made the playoffs if they were more than 4 points out on American Thanksgiving.
The East is very weird this year.
It is weird. Remember that one year it was locked up by now?
Yeah.
Now it's like Ottawa, Columbus, New York, Philly, Florida, Washington, Toronto, and Buffalo. Those are the 8 out. What if it wouldn't shock me if it completely flipped?
I think that just shows you really how bad to mediocre the East is, though.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt about that.
I've never seen anything like this.
No,
and the team in last in the East is 2 points out of a playoff spot. I don't think we've ever seen something like that, VP.
And to be clear, there are only 3 teams in the West that, I'm getting close to pronouncing dead. So that's 29 out of 32 teams.
Yeah, but it's still early.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's a good point. That's a good point.
No.
Yeah, I know. That's a good point. Yeah. 100%. 100%. St. Louis, man. They stink. Nashville stinks. Calgary stinks. They stink in a different kind of way than the Maple Leafs stink. And that leads me to my next question. Can the Leafs get out of it?
Yeah, if you want to try and take anything positive about the Maple Leaf season so far, it's exactly what I just said. It's that the East is so evenly spread out that even with how bad they've been so far this season, they're only 2 points out of a playoff spot as we speak. And I'm not stupid. I know the Leafs are going to dig out of this hole. You look at their roster, there's enough talent on here to surpass a 2-point deficit before Thanksgiving and make it to the postseason. I do think they'll get out of it. I do think that the talent that they do have will start to flourish when they become healthy. They got to stay healthy. If they don't stay healthy, and we're like, Matthews is on IR, he's missing at least a week. If he gets injured, has to miss more time than that, I mean, they have no depth scoring at all. I mean, they had no choice yesterday in their win to get a little depth scoring. But even their overtime goal, who scored their overtime goal? It was like Nylander from Tavares and somebody else. It was guys that you expect to score. But I do think they'll get out of it. They will make the playoffs.
When I wrote the sheet last night, I was going to come on here and proclaim them dead if they lost. That was my plan. That was my legitimate plan. I'm not being funny. I would have meant it too. I do think that Will Nye the Hockey Guys, beautiful, beautiful. It was Morgan Riley and John Tavares, which Morgan Riley's having a great start to the year, 13 assists already.
Those are guys you expect to score. That's not scoring.
Oh, yeah. And it's the Blues. You got to beat the Blues right now. I still think the Blues. I know I just talked about possibly pronouncing them dead. I think Nashville and
the Flames are dead.
Yeah, the Flames are dead. They're already talking about loaning Zane Parekh to the World Juniors, which we'll get to that in just a couple minutes. A little longer than a couple minutes, but we'll get to it. Willie Nylander's been amazing. You know, Matthews has been good. He's been scoring when he plays. Got to get him back. I do think the Leafs, as of right now, I'm not writing them off yet because I still think they're heavy on the top end of their lineup. And Brad Treliving kind of gave a public address announcement. You know, kind of put out the fire and flames with a press conference 2 days ago. And it was after losing to the Blackhawks. And it seems like there's a chance that they go out there and make a change of some sort. I don't think they're going to fire Berube, which I put on that. Like, that would be dumb, right?
Craig Berube has been the coach of the Leafs for what, a little over 100 games?
Yeah.
I mean, we all know the amount of success that Craig Berube has had as head coach in his career. Stanley Cup champion with the Blues in 2019, which he took over earlier in that season when the Blues stunk. They went from last to winning the Stanley Cup. So if there's ever a coach that can dig a team out of a bad situation, it's Craig Berube. I don't think it's fair to put all the blame on Berube. We saw how good he was as a coach with the Maple Leafs last year. I think the Leafs media right now surrounding firing him needs to calm down a little bit and give the man a chance. I think it's way too early to talk about firing him.
The Blues weren't just in last. They were in last in January.
Yeah.
There were 2 more months of them being in last at this point in the season. They were in way worse shape than the Leafs are right now. And they didn't have Austin Matthews, to be frank. Or Nylander, really. Nylander would have been the best offensive player on that team. Berube's amazing. They should have beat Florida in the playoffs last year. I don't know if I'll ever remember a missed opportunity in the NHL more. I don't care what any of you say. They had them. They were up 3-2 in the series. They were up 2-0 in the series. They had them.
It's tough.
And they would have won the cup, I think. I think they would have won the cup. You can't tell me the Leafs couldn't have gone into Carolina and beat them. I know they could have.
I don't know.
I know they could have. If you beat Florida, why can't you beat the Canes? And then they would have played the Oilers, and it would have been a great series, just like when Florida played them. Oh, dude. I really think the Leafs would have won the cup. I do. I really, really. Just like in 2014, if the Kings would have beat the Hawks, I think they would have won the cup.
You mean if the Hawks would have beat the Kings?
Yes. And in 2013, the Kings versus Bruins series would have been a good one. I don't know. I'm not going to just declare that the Kings would have won. That would have been a good series. But yeah. Oh yeah.
I agree with that, with the Kings and the Hawks.
Yeah, dude, if the Maple Leafs beat the Panthers, who have won the last 2 cups, President's Trophy before that, best record in the league. It's like, no, I really think Toronto blew it last year. They really blew it. That was their chance.
Their window's closing.
It is. It could be reopened though, because Matthews and Nylander are young.
Oh yeah, but
they're not like the Penguins, where it's
I just don't see them being any better than what we've seen.
Well, I think a change is imminent. You have to do something. The Flames have players available. Go out and trade for Kadri again. Get Kadri back. Remember when Kadri was on the Leafs, he couldn't stop getting suspended for elbowing people in the head in the playoffs. Then he goes to Colorado, cleans up his game a little bit. Well, you'd be getting that cleaned up version of him this time around. I'm watching the Flames yesterday. I'm like, that guy's going to be on a new team by April. That guy's going to be on a new team by April. Oh, that guy's going to be on a new team by April. So we'll see. We'll see what the Leafs are able to do right now. Do you think they're the most disappointing team in the show right now?
Well, when I took a look at like the teams at the bottom of the standings, I think out of all the teams that you would have thought have been wagons and powerhouses, they're really the only one that's that bad right now. So I would say they're the most disappointing team, because everybody else at the bottom of the NHL, you could argue that you aren't surprised that they're down there. I mean, just for the sake of argument, the only other team I think of being a disappointment would be the Calgary Flames, but no one expected them to be a wagon or even good for that matter. And the only reason why I'm using them for an argument purpose is because they were a tiebreaker away last season from making the postseason. So, I mean...
And they had more points last year than 2 teams in the East that made the playoffs.
Well, there you go. So, I mean, I wouldn't say they're more disappointing than the Maple Leafs so far, just based off expectations on what people had, where they had the Maple Leafs falling. But they're definitely up there as a big disappointment as well. I didn't expect them 32nd in the league and this bad. They're bad.
Yeah. I didn't expect them to make playoffs, but I predicted them to be the 7th place Canadian team.
But they're bad.
They're like really, they're like Gavin McKenna, Keaton Bierhoff, Ivan Stenberg bad.
Yeah.
Or Ivar Stenberg bad.
And they go from the tiebreak from making the playoffs and not getting that tiebreak to being McKenna bad. That's a little surprising, but...
And it's a lot to do with their goalie. He was a Calder Trophy runner-up last year to Lane Hudson, and he just hasn't been good. No. I mean, that's the bottom line. He just hasn't been good this year. He clearly masked a lot of warts last year with his Calder Trophy caliber play. I'll throw Florida and the Washington Capitals in that disappointing mix. I'm disappointed in them so far. But Florida, they're without Kachuk and Barkov.
And Florida's not bad though right now.
They have only 1 more point than the Leafs.
But I don't know. Their just record seems prettier.
They're 10-8-1. The Leafs are 9-9-2. It's basically the same. The Panthers have that 1 extra point. But they have a real built-in excuse. First of all, they won the last 2 cups, so they could come in dead last, and nobody's going to say a word to them.
Oh, it'd be a little sad if they came in dead last.
Maybe a little bit. But
That'd be crazy.
The Flames won't let them. They're without Barkov and Kachuk, and that's big. That's huge.
And they're still positive. They're still over 500.
Yeah. And then Washington. I thought Washington would be the 3rd place team in the Metro. I'm getting close to saying they're one of the teams in this little jumbo that won't climb out of it.
See, that was a good prediction by me.
Ovechkin's starting to score again, though.
Them not making the playoffs.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. My boy Ovi, though.
Yeah.
Hear about Sid? Hear what Sid said yesterday?
No.
Yesterday, Sid said something. He said he wants to play in the 2030 Olympics.
Oh, wow. That's great.
You know what Sid's doing if he plays in the 2030 Olympics. If he's good enough to play in the Olympics in 2030, he's good enough to get 60 points in the NHL.
I'm sure Sid wants to play in the 2034 Olympics too, but that ain't
that's pushing it. That's pushing it.
I'm sure he wants to, but it's not going to happen.
You're pushing it, buddy. You're pushing it. He will play on the 2030 team if he wants to.
What if he stinks?
Well, then he won't play on the team.
Right, yeah.
He'll be in the league. He'll be in the league getting the 20 more points he needs to reach 2,000.
But if he ain't on the 2030 team and he's still in the league, he probably didn't get 2,000 points.
No. You don't think 5 years? 300 points in 5 years?
It's a lot.
It's like 60 points a season.
It's a lot.
He's going to do it. I'm telling you. Ooh, you thought you would have learned from last time. He doesn't learn.
But like I said last week, this is a little bit different because he just needs points, not goals.
Yeah, you're not as confident in it. You're going to start. You'll admit it sooner. I'll give you an opportunity again to change that thought, just like I did with Ovechkin. I give you a chance with Ovechkin where I would have never mentioned it again many times, and you did not take your opportunity. I think you'll take your opportunity this time if it becomes painfully obvious. Yeah.
It just seems different.
Yeah.
In a worse way, it seems different.
No. It seems easier.
You would think it's easier because it's just points. But I don't know.
Dude, I watched him play the Devils a couple weeks ago. It was Saturday. I'm like, this guy. I can't believe it. He's unbelievable.
I don't see the Penguins being good, and I think on a bad team, he's just not going to have 300 points over the next.
Well, I'm not positive.
If he gets traded, then now we're talking about a different story. Like I said, that benefits him.
Yeah, I'm not positive Kyle Dubas hangs on to Crosby for the next 5 years.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I'm just not positive that he does that. All right, Frank, let's talk in period number 2. I debated completely glossing over this and not even talking about it because I just don't want to. Like, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of thinking about it. It's bad.
Go ahead, BP. Lay it on us.
New Jersey Devils superstar Jack Hughes was at Chicago Cut. He leaned on a cup. The cup broke and sliced his pinky.
Got cut at Chicago Cut.
Cut at Chicago Cut, which, for those of you wondering, if I was ranking my 5 favorite restaurants, Chicago Cut would be number 2. I love Chicago Cut. The only restaurant I've been to that I enjoyed more was Rosebud. Love Rosebud.
Have I been to Rosebud? It sounds very familiar.
You might have. There's one in the city, and then I think there is one elsewhere. But the one in the city in particular, that's my favorite parm I've ever had. And Bucci told me to go there, and I listened to him. I have on my backup Twitter account, it's the cover photo.
Was it a chicken parm sandwich or on pasta?
No, it was, dude, I'm pulling up a picture of this right now.
On pasta or sandwich?
No, all by itself.
Oh, just with nothing? God,
I got pasta on the side. It was in a side, but it was in a separate dish. Like, it was a separate side order. Frank, you don't need it.
No, it's either usually served on pasta or with pasta. Oh yeah, that looks good.
It was the greatest parm I've ever had.
Wow, and I love chicken parm. I'm a chicken parm fan. I gotta try it now.
We should all go to Rosebud one time.
Why not?
Fantastic restaurant.
I want to know. I mean, I don't know how Jack Hughes did this. I don't know how you lean like that must have cut deep. That you need surgery.
And they feared the night of. Kept this to myself, but they feared the night of that it was season ending.
I mean, how bad do you have to cut your finger or your whatever your
enough
hand?
To have surgery?
I mean, but I still haven't processed it, like how that happens. Honestly, it just still doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I feel like I've cut myself on glass for sure. I mean, this thing must have been deep, like he was stabbed with it.
Yeah, it had inches.
It had to be inches, like. And there's really like no clear-cut story on it other than he leaned on a piece of glass, it broke, and he needed surgery.
Yeah.
There's really no more details on it. I wish we would get the full story. How it happened. Like how it happened. Was he talking to Luke Hughes? Was he talking to Heischer? What happened? He leaned over? What did somebody bump him? Like, I want to know all the details on how this happened because it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I do know. This is going to sound crazy. I know Frank the Tank was there for his 50th birthday. And not related to the Devils at all, but they invited Frank upstairs to take a picture with a Devils jersey that says Chicago Cut on it. And Jack Hughes is the one holding this jersey that says Chicago Cut.
That's like some Final Destination
It,
shit.
it absolutely is.
It's like whoever held the jerseys, the guy getting cut.
And the game I'm at is his last one that he goes to.
And I was going to
or that
say,
he
it's
plays
probably even worse for you. It happened in Chicago at a restaurant you love. So that's tough.
Oh, I'll never not think about it every time I go there. And Katie loves it. It'll be a date
Jack
place
Hughes will
forever.
never
But
want to go back there.
no. Poor Matt Moore and David Flom, the owners of Chicago Cut. The only reason I know their names, they're a presenting sponsor. I listen to Jonathan Hood and David Kaplan every day, Cap and J Hood, ESPN 1000. They have a segment at the end called the Cap and J Hood Cut of the Day. And they know Matt Moore and David Flom, and I've seen them in person. I never went up to them, but they were there when I was there. Nice guys, seems like. Their restaurant is going to be somewhat in infamy with Jack Hughes' finger injury, though. So 2 months. It's better than the initial thing I heard. Out for the year. Hopefully, it might have ligament damage. Like, it was bad when I initially
That's
heard.
why I don't understand how it happened, how it's that bad.
Yeah. And then apparently the surgeon took care of it, and they'll reevaluate in 6 weeks, and he'll look to return to play in 8, which should have him right in time for the Olympics. Team USA will take him still, I would assume. If they didn't, I wouldn't fall off my chair. There's so many good players. If it's, healthy, Jack Hughes is probably like 5th in line on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Behind, he might even be higher than that. Like who on the team? Who on the team do you want more than Jack Hughes? Maybe Eichel and Matthews.
Yeah.
Even just Eichel. Matthew Tkachuk for vibes. I still would rather. Jack Hughes is a more productive player than Matthew Tkachuk in terms of offense. Oh my God, I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe it. This is the worst thing that could have happened to the Devils. Well, no, it's not, because he's going to come back. And they have to tread water. They're 1-1 since he went out. Big win over the Capitals. The Lightning got the revenge on the Devils yesterday because the Devils went to Tampa and smoked them earlier in the year. The Lightning were ready yesterday. Boy, were they ready.
The Devils are a very deep team, though. And
I know.
Talented. So it's a huge loss, obviously, losing Jack Hughes. He's your superstar, but I don't think it'll be their downfall by any means. I mean, they just can't afford too many more big injuries, or we're going to be talking about how they were last year with their injuries. And was it 2 years? Was it last year?
It was both. Well, no, last year was a lot of injuries, but they still found a way to make playoffs.
That was 2 years ago they missed, right? But they
they were
supposed to make the playoff.
They were supposed to 2 years ago and didn't. That was more for like not being deep enough, and it showed. Last year was like they were deep enough to like barely squeak in, but Jack was out with the shoulder thing. Right now, it is what it is. He's injury prone. He gets hurt. And this one wasn't a hockey-related injury. He apparently, put in a lot of work to make his shoulder stronger and his whole entire body stronger, which is all you can really ask for. This was a freak accident. And hopefully this freak accident is the last thing to happen to him for a while because they need him. And yesterday, they got Brennan Dillon, Dougie Hamilton, Connor Brown, and Evgeny Dadonov back in the lineup. So they were as deep as they're supposed to be minus Hughes yesterday. And that's the first time they've had those 4 guys and Stefan Nason in the lineup all at the same time. It's a deep team. It is a deep team. It's a cup contending team when at full strength. They need Jack Hughes to get back, though.
Do you remember what hand it was?
I believe it was his top hand as a left shooter. So right hand, right pinky.
Okay.
Which I would have.
Not his first forcibly. Wouldn't you rather it be being a lefty?
No, because
I feel like there's more power.
The top hand has way more a responsibility in terms for a skill player, where the power comes from this hand.
Even
you get your power. As a lefty, you get your power with your left hand on the bottom, but I feel like the top hand is where a lot of your skill comes in.
Because if I hold a stick and I'm a righty, the power is definitely with your right hand.
Yeah, but like
The
having
finesse maybe with the left,
that's
right?
and that's where Jack Hughes makes his money, is his finesse.
Okay, yeah.
So like me, I would probably be like when I think of hockey and played hockey, it was a two-way centerman type of mentality. I think I'd rather have my strength. But, I don't know. I would love to ask him. Maybe one day I will. And then Frank, little craziness today in relation to this. The Florida Panthers announced that E2 Listerainen is going to be week to week because of an injury he sustained while barbecuing yesterday.
Jesus Christ.
Like, what the hell are these
What's
guys
going on
doing?
right now?
Like, what? Stay away from food, guys. Let someone eat it or let someone cook it for you. You're all rich. Sit down and eat.
Was he holding a barbecue jersey or something?
I don't got the story. I have nothing on the story. Really quick, we'll end it here on the Devils with Jack Hughes. Would you make any quick trades or look to make upgrades and like thinking like, okay, you'll get him now to replace Hughes, and then when Hughes comes back, he's coming back to a stronger, deeper team?
Well, yeah, so here's the thing. So if they're going to be as good as they have been and you're approaching the trade deadline, you're going to make some moves anyway. Do you make the move earlier now that he's gone? I feel like they might try to get something done. I feel like Ryan O'Reilly is a name I've been hearing a lot floating around. You got Jordan Kyrou, Kadri, Braden Shen. I mean, there's a lot of names floating around. You don't necessarily need to replace them because, like I said, they're very deep and very talented. I do have a feeling, though, they will make a move because you can't let this be the start of something bad. If like the Devils really start to fall off a cliff here, they've had such a successful early part of their season. You don't want that to kind of go away. They had aspirations of winning the Metropolitan Division. So I think if things get bad, it's definitely in their minds right now. I feel like they're talking about it.
Yeah, and you named all the guys I was thinking. Kyrou and Kadri specifically. It's weird to me, Frank, in the NHL. I look at the game a little differently and how I would build a team. You got to admit, though, some of my draft opinions in the last couple of years they've come and looked pretty nice.
Yeah.
Why? And I was on board with this back then, but I think if it were to happen today, I would have had a different mindset. They took Nemitz second overall instead of Cooley or Wright. And why are people so against teams being 3 superstar centers deep? Like, you don't think Heischer could handle being a third line center on like a checking line that can also score, 70 points each?
All right.
I just don't understand why you can't be 3 centers deep when you're building your team. Why does the third and fourth line center have to be like guys who don't produce much offense and be like, the middle of the pack offensive type guys rather than like high end centermen? Like, I don't understand. So I would make a trade like that and be 3 centermen deep.
Why not?
When Jack comes back?
Why not?
Like ice time? They're all going to get their ice time.
They're going to make trades towards the deadline anyway.
Well, yeah, I would think they're a buyer.
So why not do it a little early?
Yeah,
Especially
unless
when
they
you have
really
McDavid.
tank without Jack. Then it's like, I don't know. Just get in, though, because Florida,
They'll get in.
Every team in the East is shaky.
They're going to keep their head above water with them out.
Yeah, what team in the East, when healthy, do you look at and go, that's the team? Florida?
Panthers.
But they're not healthy.
When they're healthy, though.
I know, but like, is Barkov going to come back at all? Is Kachuk going to be effective when he comes back in December? Maybe. Canes are really good.
That's why I don't think you should have any worries about it. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah. Man, I hope.
I mean, they won a game without him already. They're 1-1.
Yeah.
Game against the Lightning wasn't pretty, but
no. But I think they get creamed in that game, and Markstrom's been bad. But I think they get creamed in that game even with Jack. That was a loss in every going in.
Who's their next game against?
They play tomorrow against the Panthers.
That could be tough too,
Yep.
even with Jack Hughes.
Yep. Absolutely. But they don't have a lot of their guys. They're missing like two of their really good defensemen and their two best forwards.
Yeah.
And Sam Bennett hasn't been great this year, which I love Sam Bennett, Conn Smythe trophy. I didn't have a vote for the Conn Smythe last year. I might this year. I would have voted for him. Either him or I might have voted for Marchand. But if he makes Team Canada with his 6 points over Connor Bedard or Macklin Celebrini, I'm going to be pissed.
Bedard deserves it, man.
They both deserve it. They both deserve it. And bringing Sam Bennett or Cirelli over them, that just doesn't make any sense. But you got to put together a team. Then put Bedard and Celebrini in the top 6 where they belong. And you got superstars on Canada that can also do those little things like kill penalties and play defense like Scheifele.
Mm-hmm.
You know, guys like that. They have plenty of guys. McDavid can kill penalties really well. Marner's an elite penalty killer. Like, you have everything you need if you're Canada. USA's so banged up. Hughes is hurt. Quinn just came back, but he was dealing with some injury. Both Kachucks are out. McAvoy just had surgery on his face today, and he's out indefinitely. If you're Canada, you have an opportunity here. Don't squander it. Don't squander it. Frank, other NHL chat, period, number 3.
Wasn't ready for you, VP.
I tried to go slow. Welcome to period 3, Frank. Did you see that Jonathan Quick meltdown?
I did.
Did you see my tweet that got 1 million impressions?
I did not.
I had a tweet get 1 million impressions.
I mean, you have me muted on there, so.
Does that affect what you see of mine?
It might. I don't see your tweets unless I go to your page.
Well, I'm like 4 episodes of Survivor behind, so it's going to be a while before you're unmuted.
That's crazy. I feel like I'm never going to be unmuted. Then Survivor 50 is going to start. And
No, I'm going to catch up. I'm fully caught up on Hell's Kitchen.
Good. Are we? Yeah, we are. Yeah.
But I watch Survivor with Katie. So with the whole move and everything, it's been a little... The Hell's Kitchen I watch on me time. So I can watch it whenever I want. I watch it while I work.
I wouldn't think that it would have any effect, but I don't see them, man. So it must.
Maybe. I'll unmute you. And if I see spoilers, I see spoilers. Big Brother, though, you might have to get the boot.
Yeah, we got a while for that.
Yeah, we got a while for that. But yeah, it was because I quote tweeted one of my comrades at the Hockey News of the picture that went viral of the Red Wings and Rangers fighting after Jonathan Quick got a little pissy that someone threw one into his empty net after the horn sounded. At first, I was a little annoyed with Jonathan Quick. Like, really? You're going to get that butthurt over it? Like, just go home, dude. You have like $10 million in your bank. Like, why are you like complaining about someone throwing one into the empty net after the horn? Like, you're 40 years old. And then I saw that picture that went viral. Just an incredible hockey picture. An incredible hockey picture. And they're both wearing their colors. So I tweeted, this picture is proof that the National Hockey League should regularly allow teams to both wear colors if they are opposite. Common sense can determine which teams would not make sense. Washington and New Jersey can't do it, but Boston and Chicago can. This picture would not be nearly as magical if the Red Wings were in their roads. I stand by that.
Yeah, I don't.
Doesn't have to be every game.
No.
And people are like, oh, you got to bring all this equipment. That's where the common sense comes in. Those are the games you don't do it. You're on a long road trip, you don't bring 2 of everything. That's not.
No.
If you go on a 1-game road trip, like Detroit and New York, they're playing one time and then they both go home. That's a time you do it. Common sense solves a lot of problems, and people refuse to ever understand that. I'm not saying the Blackhawks need to bring their red and white jerseys on their 6-game road trip that they just went on. No, that's where common sense comes in. That's where they're wearing their whites. But a 1 game off to Buffalo tomorrow or Friday. You got Kraken tomorrow at home, Buffalo on the road on Friday, Colorado on home on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, like, you can easily bring your red jerseys to Buffalo and do a red and blue. But no one listens to me. But what's your take on the whole thing?
On the
jerseys, whatever you want to talk about.
I mean, I've always been a fan of the jerseys being, I love the Hawks red jerseys, and I know everybody loves white jerseys in the NHL. There's some beautiful white jerseys. I've always been a fan of the color jerseys.
Me too.
More.
Yeah. Except for the Wild. Their white jerseys are.
As far as the Quick thing, yeah, I mean, I think Appleton knew what he was doing in regards to shooting the puck in the net after the buzzer sounded. It was very close. It was almost nearly simultaneously, but it was, I think he knew what he was doing. And Quick is so old school. Is he the oldest goalie in the NHL?
He is the oldest goalie in the NHL.
He's a very old school goalie, right? And it's an unwritten rule not to shoot the puck into the net when the play is stopped. It's a little weird because it was at the end of the game, so like Quick coming onto the ice, and going through that. I don't know how I feel about that, but I get it. He was standing up for what he believes, and as far as or as long as I watched hockey, you don't do that during the game, after the game. It's an unwritten rule, and it's different with every sport, right? In the NBA, if you want to shoot the ball after the whistle's blown and you make it, like, they don't say anything. But in hockey, it's different. It's just one of those things that guys, really pride themselves on. So I get it. I don't think he had to leave the bench to go on the ice, but is what it is.
Tis net, brother.
Yeah, it is. I get it. He's old school.
It's lame, but it created that all-time great moment. So
if he didn't do it, then that wouldn't have happened. So,
and I would have never got a million impression on my tweet. So thank you, Jonathan Quick. Yeah, I thought I had somewhere else I was going with that, but Frank, I was going to do a whole thing like breaking down some NHL housekeeping. I'll save that for next week because I thought of something else instead.
Okay.
I'm getting really, really excited for the World Junior Championships. Like, I think Team USA is going to suck.
Really?
Yeah. After dominating the last 2 years. I mean, Will Smith is with the Sharks. Gabe Perreault is in the New York Rangers AHL team. Ryan Leonard's on the Washington Capitals. Who am I missing? There's a big one I'm missing. Oh, Cutter Gauthier is with the Anaheim Ducks. Frank Nazar and Oliver Moore and Sam Rinzel are with the Chicago Blackhawks. Basically, it's just James Higgins of the Boston Bruins leading the way for Team USA all by himself this time. I mean, there are going to be other players there. There's going to be good players. There's no doubt. They're probably be one of the 3 or 4 favorites. But, man, is Canada and Sweden going to be sweet. I really think those 2 countries are going to be awesome.
Canada will probably win it.
When I think of Canada, Gavin McKenna, Porter Martone, who's the kid from the Kraken? Oh, my God. I'm stupid. And they're going to – I heard a little birdie say that Canada's looking at John Mustard, the Blackhawks prospect who plays for Providence.
Okay.
There's a chance he makes the team. Sweden has that magical top line that they're going to have with Anton Frondell. It's William Eklund's little brother, Victor Eklund, I think his name is. And then the kid who's supposed to be top 3 for Sweden. Now I'm drawing a blank on his name. I literally said it early. Ivar Svedberg or whatever.
Yes, Svedberg.
He is supposed to just be dynamite too, and he'll probably be a top 3 pick in the 2026 NHL draft. I don't know. Yeah, Ivar Stenberg. He plays for Frölunda. Do you know anything about the Swedish Elite League?
Not really.
It's very defensive. I think Daniel Sedin has the highest points per game in SHL history, and it's not even over 1. It's like 0.96. Like, it's a very, very defensive league, which is why a lot of Swedes come to the NHL and are able to play at a young age, because their offense takes some time to develop. But there's always that issue about, playing defense.
Yeah.
The Swedes do it. So I'm very excited to see Svedberg play with those two. Frondell especially. I mean, the way he's lighting it up in that defensive-minded league. I think I saw a graphic. Svedberg is currently third all-time in SHL history in points per game.
Oh, wow.
1 was Daniel Sedin. 2 was Peter Forsberg, that little guy. And then Svedberg, 3. And then Henrik Sedin was 4th.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Pretty good company.
And normally when guys are in those types of companies in other leagues, they come over to the NHL and just kind of match what the guys that they're surrounded, like Panarin and Kaprizov, right? Mm-hmm. They were right there with, some of the greatest Russian players of all time in the KHL, and then they came over and kind of proved it, right? Like, so we'll see how it goes. I'm excited about the World Juniors Boxing Day.
Oh, okay.
So it's always the best. You start getting over Christmas a little bit. You still got that cheer left in you, though. It's World Junior time, baby. We'll be taking full note of that. This will be a World Junior heavy podcast because I'm just not going to stop talking about it and writing about it. Blackhawks probably won't have a top 5 pick, which is not something I thought I'd be saying in the middle of November when starting to preview the World Junior Championships. But and then Frank, we'll go right in from doing World Junior stuff to Olympic stuff pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Really, it'll only be about a month in between. So,
right.
Man, do we got some fun times with these countries coming up here in, just really a couple weeks at this point. We'll get through my wedding and then Christmas and then boom. International hockey. So that's some of the best stuff as hockey fans. Very, very good. Frank, we are going to leave this show with America's favorite podcast segment of the week. Breaking Bets.
Where's my money, bitch?
Players, the time for talk is over. The floor is yours.
All right, VP. Got a hockey pick and an NBA pick for you. First off, we got the Oilers and the Capitals. Talked about the Capitals a little bit today. Got a battle between two teams that don't get to play each other too often. The last 2 meetings have actually gone the way of the Washington Capitals. This season, though, I'm not sold on the Capitals. They're performing kind of the way I expected them to this season with regression. And this Oilers team still has Stanley Cup aspirations. Oilers are in the middle of a 7-game road trip, and they would love to pick up 2 points against the Capitals, a team who has been mediocre really all season. So I'm going to go with the Edmonton Oilers money line at -105, bet to win 2 units. Flipping the script to the NBA, you got the Houston Rockets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is going to be a good game. If you're an NBA fan, great game between 2 great franchises right now who are on the up and up. Rockets have won the last 3 meetings between these 2 teams. They only play twice a season, obviously, being in opposite conferences. It's the same as like the NHL does it. But we know how good the Cavs were last year. They had the best record in the East, and they still lost both games to the Rockets last year. Now, the Rockets, they were still a good team last year. They had the second best record in the West. But you could argue that the Rockets are even better this year with the addition of Kevin Durant. So the Rockets got a taste of success last year, and the way they are playing this year with KD, it's hard to bet against that. So I'm going to take the Rockets on the money line at -120 to get it done on the road. Should be a good game. Rockets, they're really good. They want to go back to the days where they were constantly NBA championship favorites with James Harden, and they want to go back to those days. And Kevin Durant's trying to do that for them. So we'll see.
There you go, Frank. Very good. I hope you win.
Rockets money line -120, bet to win 3 units. I don't know if I said that, but just to make sure.
Got to throw it in there. Got to throw it in there. Frank, very good stuff. I hope you enjoyed today's show. It's been good chatting up some hockey. We're going to get more and more into it as we kind of get back in our flow. This is our first time doing 2 in a row this season, I think.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
we had a couple times there where stuff was getting, but now that I have my sanctuary, I call it the Parisi Studios, we're good. I have a place to podcast whenever I want. So
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
That's sick.
This was used.
That's sick.
Yeah, I didn't know that they do that. They collect them all and they
You should
bring
get
them.
signed.
They bring them to the shop. I think I'd get yelled at.
Really?
Yeah. Then I don't want that.
Yeah.
But maybe away from it all, like later in the night or something. I'm leaving the building yesterday, and it was an empty hallway. When I'm as empty as either room that we're in right now. And Matt Grizzlick comes out and walks past me. He goes, "See you later, man." I'm like, "See you later, Grizz." I texted that to Joey, and he didn't respond.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully, it made him smile. I'm not smiling.
Or he's mad he's not a Bruin anymore.
He doesn't want him to be a Bruin anymore. I love Grizzlick. He's been me too. He's been good for the Hawks. He does exactly what Blashill needs him to do. Offensive zone face-off, Grizz, you can get out there.
VP, the Hawks are good, man.
They are good. No, they're good. I'm staking the ground. The Hawks are good.
I think I think it's crazy that they're the highest scoring third period team in the NHL over Colorado.
Yeah. Dude, crazy. I can't wait for that game on Sunday. And it's funny because the top 2 teams in the standings for most of the season this year have been Colorado and New Jersey. Well, New Jersey busted your 5-game winning streak hopes a couple days ago.
They're starting it again.
They could get to Colorado at 4.
As long as they don't get smoked, I love them. Even if they lost a close game to Colorado, like if they could beat them, that'd be great.
What if they beat them to make it 5 in a row? Is where I was getting at.
I know, that'd be sick.
You got to take care of your business tomorrow against the Kraken, who beat you 3-1 in Seattle a couple weeks ago, and then it's your first game against the Buffalo Sabres.
It's like the Lightning and the Devils. This is your payback. They're hungry, the Hawks.
No, yeah.
And then you got the Sabres. You got to beat the Sabres. Yeah.
Although the Sabres smoked the Oilers a couple nights ago. I didn't know what I was watching. I was like, are you serious right now? Stupid ass sports.
That's how sports work.
No, it's
weird.
Yeah. Freaking crazy, dude. I this season has just been so fun so far, but a lot of that has to do with it being so crazy. So yeah, watch more hockey, people.
Yeah.
Watch more hockey, and if you're a Chicago Blackhawks fan, with it being the Barroom Network from Chicago, there's a chance you are one. I mean, they're running 4 lines. Nick Foligno goes out. They put the A on Bedard. He gets a hat trick. I mean, Dickinson's out. He's firm that he's not coming back till he's 100%. He probably could come back now, like if it were the playoffs. Bertuzzi definitely likes the fact that they don't have a dress code anymore, based on what I saw yesterday. Because it was my first time ever seeing Bertuzzi in street clothes, because we always see the healthy scratches or the injured players in street clothes. Mm-hmm. Bertuzzi's never injured and never a healthy scratch. So until yesterday, it was my first time seeing him in street clothes. I'm like, this guy looks like he's about to go hit up Bartlett Skate Park. But yeah. It'll be interesting. And then Brossois, he practiced. Or he didn't practice. He skated before practice.
Yeah, he looked good. I saw him in the net. It just looked good seeing him there.
Yeah. We'll see if he ever plays. Because Soderblom and Knight, I mean, they're in luck.
Squaw's not bad, though.
No, him and Buck won the Jennings Trophy his last year healthy. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But then what do you carry 3 goalies? Like, they probably just would. Or trade them to a team that needs a backup. You know, I almost said Dallas, but Casey DeSmith has been incredible for them as Ottinger's backup. Colorado's got a nice thing going on with Wedgwood and Blackwood. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm telling you, people, watch more hockey. Turn it on tonight. Got the Boston Bruins and the Anaheim Ducks as the nightcap. That should be a good one. Plenty other good games before that. And make sure you follow Frank on Twitter at the King Bean. Don't mute him just because you don't want Survivor spoilers. He might not see your tweets that get 1 million impressions, and I think it was like 10,000 likes. Follow me on Twitter at Vinny Parisi to see anything relating to the Chicago Blackhawks as I continue to cover them like a blanket for the hockey news. Frank? Hope you enjoyed the show. To the fans in the chat, as always, thank you for listening.